If you've ever seen Marvel's She-Hulk, then you can safely say, I've watched $25 million burn on a weekly basis. Kevin Feige is a domestic terrorist. I now envision him dressed as Heath Ledger's Joker, as he walks around and comes up with new bad Marvel shows and movies. What if Namor was an Aztec Indian Kublai Khan? I'm a genius. Anyone not standing Disney Marvel on Twitter is already in stage 5 cancer. I mean Marvel fatigue. Even the production staff of Blade is in absolute chaos, with less organization than it takes to make these horrible little videos. In a last-ditch effort to save people from completely and utterly abandoning Marvel, Disney must have offered Hugh Jackman his own private island to finally reprise his role as Wolverine in the Deadpool 3 movie. Hugh Jackman in a Deadpool movie is something Ryan Reynolds has been jerking off to for the better part of a decade. This was long before those Mint Mobile commercials became an unfortunate part of our everyday lives after COVID.
Thank you, Kevin Feige.
Love you, Kevin Feige. Thank you, MCU.
I knew this week's episode of She-Hulk was a stinker before even watching it. The dead giveaway is Jamil, who I had no idea existed until Elon Musk was buying Twitter, and she left in protest, throwing a tantrum like a small child. And then after Elon said he was iffy on buying Twitter, she came back and made posts that people reamed her on. Jameela's social media feed is a female dating strategist user's wet dream. My assistant showed me Jamil's Instagram post. They consist of her reposting tweets where she either got roasted, disagreed with someone, or she had a hot take that just didn't go over well on Twitter. And then she farms her followers on Instagram for moral support as she slam dunks the patriarchy. Seriously, man, what is it with feminists today needing echo chambers to support their worldviews? My God, does this chick have nothing better to do with her damn day? This video is sponsored by Raycon. Now, let me tell you about these earbuds. The look, the feel, the fitness of it. It would leave Patrick Bateman in a stone cold sweat. Hey, by the way, sounds better than ever. And don't get me started on those gel tips that don't hurt your ears after prolonged use. They also offer 8 hours of playtime and 32 hours of battery life. Raycons are priced on the right side of affordable, while other earbuds can cost you as much as $300. Raycon's everyday earbuds have over 50,000 5-star reviews. They also feature 3 customizable sound profiles, earbud tapping functions, noise isolation, and awareness mode. You have no idea how useful this is when walking into a building while trying to take off your motorcycle helmet with music blaring. Now, as soon as someone starts talking, you can unfortunately hear them. Click the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/itsagundam to get 15% off your Raycons today.
Incel culture is born of bad parenting, delusional pornography, toxic masculinity, no education around consent, no education around rejection, Hollywood fantasies of women plus love and male entitlement, patriarchy, toxic media, loneliness, lack of mental health funding, support, and Reddit.
The same can be said of females on the internet. Femcells are very real.
Don't follow any anti-eating disorder advocate for information on the world as per your specific interests. Follow someone else on top of that. To all the Bobs out there, regardless of their gender, fuck off. I will discuss the care. Oh my God.
Like I said, her Instagram, it's garbage. It's absolute garbage. She'll take tweets where she gets completely wrecked on Twitter, and then she puts them on Instagram and has her followers there go, yes, queen, yes. You showed them. Notice how you never see the ratios.
Before the moratorium on eviction, we saw a rise in men demanding sexual favors from women tenants who couldn't make their rent due to the pandemic. We cannot let this happen again.
If a dude can't pay his rent, guess what? No one's like, listen, you offer me a handy, Daniel, you can stay. You know, you're out of your ass. And let's face it, a lot of people who didn't pay rent weren't going to pay, even with the money they got from the government. Over here, literally this one group of people didn't pay rent for, what, 2 years? The sheriff finally comes in to handle it, and guess what was going on? They had a meth lab. Can you believe that? These people were making meth and making money and still wouldn't pay rent. Lord have mercy. They could have at least offered the landlord a hand job. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you're too old for all that energy. Your market value has already decreased to 35. LOL, I joined Marvel at 35, buddy. My market value just hit the motherfucking roof.
We'll see where you are later. Not because of your age, but because of your grating personality and your obviously amazing acting skills.
And I copied their voices and like their mannerisms, and there's like a lot of like moving your hair like that, and like the lips. It's all in the lips and like the eyes, and so I thought it would be cool to have like a supervillain who's like really violent, but who also sounds so chill.
I'm just getting started. Nobody gets to tell me when my time is up.
Oh, no, nobody tells you. They just sort of like let you fritter off into the wind. Much like a bad date, the industry ghosts you. Now, to be semi-fair, Paul Rudd is in his 50s playing Ant-Man. But to also play the devil's advocate, Paul Rudd can carry a film. I highly doubt Jamil will ever hit that level. Well, let's get back on point.
Jamil hits back at sexist trolls.
And journalists wonder why they're losing jobs. If this was print, I'd use it to wipe my ass.
She-Hulk attorney-at-law Jamil star, Titana, has smashed down some trolls who recently decided to take aim at the Disney Plus series, explaining why some men are exhausting for women to deal with.
She's exhausted to deal with it. I don't even know her. I've seen a couple of her tweets. I see how she operates. This woman is a pain in the ass. The energy she puts out is annoying and dickish. What she gets in return is annoying and dickish people. Let's move on to these godforsaken articles.
It's perfectly fine not to like She-Hulk attorney-at-law, but it's become clear since the series launched that many fans have an issue with the show because it features a female lead.
No! The issue is, you jackass, this show is bad. It's genuinely bad. Like, for real, dude. I came into it kind of iffy, like, I don't know. Like, I'm treading water, but the more the show runs on, the more I realize the people behind it aren't talented enough to make a show like this. You actually need clever writing, some at least plot points where something happens, or it's resolved, that there's a thing. They're building up a story in She-Hulk I don't give a shit about. Mother of God, if you work on this show, take some creative writing classes. This She-Hulk is so bad, dude, that I now like Ryan Reynolds. I thought he sucked most of my life, but I'm like excited for Deadpool 3 because everything else is just so garbage. You made me like someone I hate.
Dear friends, today is the day the clown cried.
I can't read this because it's a fluff piece article. It just goes on like Jamil, some sort of superhero. My God, she goes on and makes some annoying tweets, and then some annoying people reply. Literally, what do you expect, bitch? You threw some bait in the water and fish showed up. Like, these fish are toxic. Me waiting for the final episode of She-Hulk. By the way, if you didn't know, she's dressed like now she's supposed to be Titana. I had no idea that this was her supposed to be Titana. This is how great an actress she is. She just goes so into Titana that literally I thought it was actually her. Oh, I could vomit. Hazem, I don't care what his name is, he goes,
Who's waiting, Jamil, with a laughing face?
guess what? If you make fun of Jamil, she will come for you. It's like saying Candyman in the mirror 5 times. Jamil will show up and call you an incel and a troll.
LOL, why are so many men upset? Are you all okay? Nobody cares.
The fact Hazem even replied is sad, probably because Hazem has as much free time as you do to fight with some dude probably in a third world country who thinks your show sucks. This isn't the flex you think it is. He then says she's toxic. She goes,
You think I'm toxic? You randomly were rude to me online.
no, Queen, he just asked you who's waiting for the show, because genuinely the ratings are that bad. But instead you extrapolated that into some sort of slight against you, because you're so used to everyone huffing your fucking fart. That if someone makes fun of your show for sucking like it does, you take it as a personal attack. Michael Jordan on the basketball court held less grudges.
You were random. You were rude to me online without knowing me. You are toxic. A woman politely responding to your rudeness is toxic. You need our show.
What?
Some men are exhausting for women to deal with and have no accountability.
Oh, cut that out. My God, the world's tiniest violin. This whole country revolves around being gynocentric. Women can walk around all day and say that men are worthless. And Andrew Tate comes up and goes, I think 20-year-olds are hotter than 25-year-olds. And everyone loses their collective shit because he didn't say all women are beautiful and glowing. Get out of here with this. You have no accountability. Your show sucks and you won't even admit it.
All that build up for a 20-minute episode for nothing to happen. You won't be seeing a season 2.
He's not wrong, Mr. Sandman. Every episode, nothing happens. Nothing interesting, nothing funny, nothing good. You might get one chuckle out of this show.
Dude, who cares? I got to live out my dream and be in a Marvel project and go to events where I got to meet all my favorite Marvel stars and talk to them about their movies. And I got paid. My cup is full. But how is your life going?
Oh my God, if you ever needed proof that there was a woman that had success but she was miserable, it was all right there in that one tweet. Congratulations, dear. Marvel would take any asshole in Hollywood for a project. That's not really a flex. Yet again. There's like no exclusivity to it.
We gotta pretend like the episode before last didn't just turn your character into a joke even further than it already was. It's a spoof. That's the point. Do you still not understand that? 7 episodes in?
Wow. Cool. This is a spoof, huh? Aren't spoofs supposed to be funny? Aren't people supposed to laugh? Cool. Jameela, you're killing them. You're killing it. You're amazing.
Perfect. You're beautiful. You look like Linda Evangelista. You're a model.
Jamil on Twitter basically goes out of her way to be antagonistic, to farm these replies and responses, because Lord knows if she didn't do this stuff, people would forget that she exists. This is the marketing strategy of someone most people are totally indifferent to. I mean, for real. I only knew her as that chick that was an actress, supposedly, that was leaving Twitter because of Elon Musk. That's all I've ever known of her. And now she's in She-Hulk. Congratulations. I guess, you're moving up in the world. Elon's buying Twitter again. Are you leaving? Well, anyway, Ginger, who plays Nikki, she goes on to tweet this very vague website and shows a screenshot saying that She-Hulk was #1 for the week. What's odd is She-Hulk has failed to make the Nielsen's top 10 repeatedly. But why pay attention to that when a phone app says your show is #1? Of course, Jamil retweets this with her flipping the bird and goes,
That's right.
I'm sorry, honey. This isn't the slam dunk you think it is. If you zoom in at the bottom,
TV Time, a Whip media company, never heard of them, is the world's largest TV and movie tracking app with 23 million global users. Rankings are determined by streaming original TV series with the greatest share of views in the given week on a balanced panel of specified countries' users of the TV Time app.
So basically, if you read the fine print, She-Hulk is #1 because a couple people that use this app watched it that week. And this is their big flex. This isn't one of the saddest things I've ever goddamn seen. No, wait. This is about as sad as Darkseid Phil putting up an empty PlayStation box behind him with the YouTube play button and acting as if that's some sort of set decoration. This is the same thing. This is their YouTube play button. Basically, this article was meant to show how Jamil takes on trolls, but it only highlights how fragile her ego is. This is a woman in a major Disney/Marvel production, and she has all day to fight with random people on Twitter because they didn't like her show. She-Hulk episode 7. Let's make this quick. I've already lost most of my life force on this cringe. is a clear sign it gives its viewers attention deficit disorder. I found myself easily distracted by a laser pointer pen rather than watching. I swear to God, I was more enthralled with DSP's journey into trying to get into an Overwatch match while he was 40,000 in the queue. It was more interesting than this episode of She-Hulk. After Jen Walters being nominated for Lawyer of the Year when we've only seen her do a single case, it then comes up about the Intelligentsia website, which is supposed to be like a Reddit hate group for her. She responds with how she doesn't care what Losers Online says about her. Well, those Losers Online will determine if this show lives or dies. And if it dies, you'll blame those same quotation mark losers for not watching. This is what we call brilliant marketing. She-Hulk is a show with no plot, no reason for being, no real enemy, no major villains. The only true villain in this show are the people that think the show is bad. Imagine writing a show that you know is going to get roasted, so you already work on attacking the fan base as if that would work to endear you to them. Maybe the overall idea was to please terminally ill online Twitter users and journalists months away from being jobless because venture capital is drying up faster than a pile of dead leaves. We're gonna pivot to video. Good luck with that. This episode is like all the other episodes. Nothing interesting happens. There was one point where Jennifer Walters ends up in a retreat run by Abomination. The scene starts off funny when she has to do the sort of circle of healing and sharing group, but the male characters started acting like women at the drop of a hat.
All right, screw this guy. Where does he live?
Let's kill him. That's right, he's gotta die.
Whoa, big man, please.
No, Manbun is correct. Josh has made an enemy of this entire group. Tonight, we rise!
Because you haven't been spending enough time with Jen.
And that's a shame. Because I bet Jen is pretty damn great. And tasty.
Then it turns into an existential crisis for She-Hulk's emotional issues of being She-Hulk, which is a total 180 from the comic book version of She-Hulk. As far as sensational She-Hulk goes, say that 4 times fast, which the writing team claimed to base the show upon. Really, this feels like a run-of-the-mill, bad, female-focused comedy, but superheroes tacked in. The writers here don't even know how to write men convincingly. But then again, I guess I've been watching this show for 7 episodes. Why does this come as a surprise? I'm stupid. By the way, all the men here are C-list supervillains, but you wouldn't know that from the way the show is written. The only true villain in this show are the people who don't support She-Hulk. To end it all, of course, the nice guy isn't actually nice. He's part of the intelligentsia out to get She-Hulk, and oddly enough, he copies her information with his phone like a James Bond movie, and he gets a sample of her blood. We don't see him get the sample of her blood. We only know that because he uses a blood vial emoji. But that also brings into question, how the hell did he get the blood sample without Jennifer Walters noticing while she was asleep? Oh, well, you never know. What do they call that? A plot hole or something? Oh my God. You know what? I'll review the show when the series ends. I think it has 1 more episode, right? Or are they going to 9 episodes? This is only episode 8 or 7. Oh my God. I wish this would end now. I don't want to watch this anymore.